What's up, guys? So I haven't done a Bendy video since I done chapter 5. So might as well visit the place you unlock after you beat the game. Bendy and the Ink Machine began when the developer/cartoonist known as the Meatly experimented with bringing a 2D sketch style into a 3D world. After turning the idea into a horror game, Chapter 1 of the game was created in a little under a week. While programmer/friend Mike Mood released on February 10th in 2017, much to their surprise, it struck a chord with global indie gamers almost overnight. The Meatly and Mike Mood decided to drop all other projects to work on Bendy and tell a most unique story. The entire game was completed a chapter at a time in a year and a half by a small but dedicated group of indie developers. Although the concept and story remained as originally intended, the game changed over development as characters and models were refined from their early thrown-together versions. This archive was a peek behind the scenes at that process. Henry Stein, once an equal business partner of Joey Drew. Henry Stein was a talented animator and a character designer until leaving the company around 1930. His place in Joey Drew Studios' history is somewhat undocumented, but he is often rumored to be the true creator behind many of the studio's most memorable characters. Yes. Bendy and his concept art. That does look actually pretty freaky. This is the first version of Bendy ever modeled in the earliest concepts. Bendy was much smaller and cuter, with a face that split open to reveal a terrifying mouth. Thank God they didn't go with this, right? Good Lord. Now, I've been a fan of this game ever since I watched Markiplier play both Chapter 1 and 2. So, I have quite a history of waiting for each chapter to come out so I can watch playthroughs of the game. So, this is the original game used design of Ink Bendy from the earliest version of Chapter 1. It is jokingly referred to as bird poop with a smile among the development team. That definitely is actually quite accurate. This is the one that was used for a while. This one was used until Chapter 3. This one was the Bendy used up until Chapter 4 is where they used that one over there. This one, yeah, this is the one they went with before, so not much I can say on it. This was Ink Bendy's forward up until the release of Chapter 4. At that time, the game received a major visual upgrade, and the title character got a new model as well. Yeah, they updated every time a new chapter came out. Chapter 3, Chapter 4, Chapter 5. They always updated the previous chapters so that they got a new visual upgrade. And even updated models. The Searcher looks nothing like how he did previously. And nothing like how he does now. Ink Bendy. As we know him today, although similar to Beta Bendy, was the upgraded version. This upgraded version was remodeled, enhanced with a higher polygon count, and given new ink effects. This is the one that you'll see throughout the entirety of Bendy and the Ink Machine now. Ah yes, Bendy's final form. Bendy's horrific final form in Chapter 5 pulled away the cartoon facade and revealed the demon within. Yeah? Searcher. This is the Searcher in the beta version of Chapter 2. Doesn't looks nothing. There's not much I can say. Early in development, just a few weeks to create Chapter 2, the beta Searchers were designed in record time. Before being fully retooled later, they were the first fighting enemies encountered in the game. The final Searchers were made far more robust. Yeah? And these are the Searchers you'll find now throughout the entire game, and that. They're. It's not much, they're quietly bigger. Slightly bigger, and they crawl more on the ground. The final Searchers were far more robust in appearance. They were smoother with better ink effects and a more human appearance. Basically, yeah. I mean, look at those hands. Those are nice. It's like, look at those hands. Good lord. Now compare that to his hands. Those are human hands. Yeah, this is the Sammy that in the beta version of Chapter 2. And he wasn't as animated as the new Sammy was. I'll say that much. With this first appearance in Chapter 2, fan favorite Sammy Lawrence became a terrifyingly entertaining character with his slim build was deemed not threatening enough. He was redesigned and given a better skeletal rig for more advanced animation. True. I wonder why the Lost one doesn't have none at all I could read. Sammy Lawrence is Sammy Lawrence's final form came complete with a bulked up stature and more powerful limbs. The mad songwriter may finally get noticed now, at least by fans. Beta Boris. This is the one, that dead gutted Boris. This is the model they used in Chapter that used to be in Chapter 1. Before Chapter 1 didn't look as good as it does now. Papa was the original name of the character that eventually became Boris the Wolf. This early version was released with Chapter 1. He was quickly refined into the Boris we know today with the release of Chapter 2. Boris the Wolf. Boris the Wolf, a friend to the end, was redesigned using various references from cartoons of the 1920s. Blend the West Coast, East Coast animation styles, this silent and supportive wolf won over the hearts of many. Although at times he was a headache for the development team due to his AI taking a mind of its own during production. Yes, the fan favorite. Too bad he gets killed off. Too bad he gets turned into this thing in Chapter 4. I don't know. Alice Angel's monstrosity Brute Boris was one of the biggest surprises of Chapter 4. His design was roughly based on the Frankenstein monster, but with a more unfinished appearance. Alice took parts from within him and substituted things that his body was rapidly rejecting. The old ink machine. It wasn't as colossal as it is now. To where it wasn't as colossal as it is now. This is the one that was used up until Chapter 1, I think. Up until Chapter 5, actually. They didn't decide to update it up until Chapter 5. So this one was consistently used. A major visual upgrade. This version of the ink machine was the one used in the game. Much of the machine's iconic fan-loved design was translated into the final version. The Butcher Gang. They haven't received much of a visual upgrade themselves, so this is literally, they haven't changed the models at all. And then Bendy and the Dark Revival is eventually coming out. And it's not going to be released chapter by chapter, which is a good thing. The Piper, Striker, and Fisher make up the dreaded Butcher Gang. Interestingly, the incorrupted versions of the characters were designed first, and then reverse engineered back into the more family-friendly cartoon forms. Yeah, that's it. Like and subscribe. I'm out.